Welcome to Woodshop 101. This is episode 127 for May 28th, 2018. On today's show, we're going to talk about staying motivated and balancing being a parent and a woodworker. I'm Jeremy Crawford of the Countryside Workshop, and I'm joined by my co-host Sam Wooddell of Samurai Designs, Drew Short of Rock-n H Woodshop, and our guest host Brittany from Overalls and Powersaws. What's going on, everybody?
Hey! Oh, wait, no, Sam's not here yet.
Oh.
Happy, what's today? Thursday? Happy Thursday!
You ruined it.
I totally did. I have no idea what day it is.
Yo,
Hey guys.
Thursday, everybody.
That's exactly how this week has gone. I swear on Tuesday, I thought it was Monday. I just tell you, we have like this little deli on at work. And every Tuesday they have buffalo chicken quesadillas. And we're in line, and like the quesadillas on the menu, and I'm like, oh, well, it's not really buffalo chicken quesadilla, but I guess I'll just get a quesadilla. And everybody behind me, I was like, hey, y'all got to come back tomorrow. They got a buffalo chicken quesadilla, and it's to die for. Like, it's awesome. And I order it. I'm like, yeah, I get it, whatever. I sit down to eat it. I open it up, and I'm like, hey, it's a buffalo chicken quesadilla. And I go to look at my receipt, and I'm like, it says Tuesday on here. And my buddy looks at me and goes, dude, are you all right? And I'm like, today's Tuesday? Really? It's like, oh my goodness. It's like, oh, I'll lose what track it is this week. Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy.
I did my stories this morning, and I got on there and I said,
Happy Friday.
yeah, well, it's like, how's your Wednesday? Oh, crap. I just stop and do it all over again. So, yeah, all my days are running together, too.
Mine too. I'm all messed up. Traveling does that to you. I have no idea what day it is. You guys are lucky I remembered to hop on.
So I'm supposed to do something this week.
I know I've got something.
And you're sitting there at like 7:45. I don't know what it is. Oh well. Let's go out.
Why? Yeah. Let's go eat.
Yeah.
Why is Jeremy messaging me?
Yeah. What's this about? And you're like in the middle of a bite, and you're like, I know. So, all right, Brittany. Well, for the people that probably don't know who you are, even though we're like the small guy and you're here just to pat our egos.
Oh my gosh, please.
Tell us a little bit about you. And I guess a little bit how you got started.
Well, I have been woodworking for about 3 years. Pretty much just got started out of necessity, really. Like, my husband and I bought our first house 3 years ago, and our dining room was way bigger than our current dining room table, and it also didn't seat the number of people in our family either. So we wanted a big, like, farmhouse style 9-foot dining room table to fit in our dining room, and we couldn't afford one. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna hop on over to Pinterest and we'll build this sucker, right? So nothing like diving into woodworking with a huge table, right? So my dad always did woodworking as I was growing up, just as a hobby, and so he's got a shop out of his garage, and I called him up, and he has basically showed me everything I know.
Well, that's good.
Very good.
You can jump in for a large dining room table. That's a pretty big undertaking for a first project.
Yeah, it was. But I learned so much on it, and it just totally fueled my passion for it. I had no idea that it was something that I enjoyed doing until I tried it, and now I do it all the time.
Well, that's awesome. All right.
My first project was a pipe organ console.
Yeah, and the thing looks massive.
It was huge.
It doesn't look like
and
you
I
built
made
it.
absolutely no money on it because it took me so long.
Yeah, but that's a good project to have under your belt and show people.
Yeah, that I can never make again.
Doesn't pay the bills. Patting your ego does not pay the bills.
Pipe organ console maker. You need one for your home?
What's going on, Sam?
Okay, I'm good. I'm getting the show up notes up. Sorry, everyone. I'm late from work.
Yeah, so, you know, Sam's not punctual as usual. It's Sam time, so I guess in Sam time she's punctual.
Yeah.
We're all in Sam's world. It sounds like she's like 30 miles away, though.
All right. I'm good now. Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
You're still so
Sorry,
distant.
I was nodding.
You're still so distant.
I'm going to be responding with like nodding and hand gestures as if people can see me.
You know,
Yeah, I was about to say, we're on an audio podcast, and we're just like...
Uh-huh.
why is there no
Shaking
words?
your head.
So,
All right. Hey, everyone.
what's
now
going
I can, like,
on?
whew.
I'm glad you jumped on right now because I was about to have to take your first section, and I didn't want to do that.
Oh.
She's like, what am I talking about? It's the same thing you do every single time. I know it's been like a month since we've been on
I
here.
know. I got this, though, because we would like to thank our patrons. Devin, Richter, Sean McHenry, Carl Mose, Neil Sims, Eric Rhoten, John Ramminger, and Josh Luther. Thank you guys so much. We we are super happy. Stop. I looked at you guys. Seriously. Stop. Okay, it's been a month. Like, seriously, I'm a little rusty. But if you would like to support our show and listen to me mispronounce your name, then head over to woodshop101podcast.com/listen. Find the show notes for today's episode, and there will be links for small one-time donations and reoccurring donations. If you want to become a patron to our Patreon campaign, then head over to patreon.com/woodshop101. You can buy a Woodshop 101 podcast t-shirt, hoodie, or Rev Marker pack. Head to countrysideworkshop.com/shop for the link. So definitely go check them out. Our shirts are super soft, and the Rev Markers I use like every day. So I was just using it this morning. So go check it out.
I'm a big fan of the red markers too. I was skeptical and always used Sharpies, but then I won some in a giveaway one time, and it was like, holy crap, these are way better.
Yes.
You don't even know. We have like the best Rev markers. Ours are better than yours because they have our logo in their custom.
Oh, I'm like, why?
We have Rev Marker.
Like,
Rev
what? You
Marker
have
and
special?
Yeah, because they're special.
Okay,
They
well,
are.
I'm gonna need some of those.
Yeah,
So
well-
And we signed them.
that'll be my payment for being on today. If you send a few of
She's
those
like-
my
she's like-
way.
She's like my payment.
pay to have Brit.
I used air quotes. I hope you. Nobody can.
Now
see
she's
me.
like, oh,
I
She's like, wait a second,
air-quoted payment.
these hand gestures just don't work on.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
like this.
I'm crushing this. I don't.
You have to
crushing
say
it.
I'm using
Totally.
air quotes here.
Oh man.
We didn't have to pay Jimmy. Why do we got to pay you?
Oh, that's so funny.
She's more sought after than Jimmy.
She
Okay.
because she's
Oh,
so
please.
cute.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, well let's jump into what's going on in the shop. Brittany, your guest, tell us what's going on in your shop.
Okay. Right now I'm finishing up 2 watch boxes. One's a walnut version and one is made out of select pine. I built the pine one first as like a mock-up because I'd never built one before, and walnut is crazy expensive when you buy it from Home Depot. So I did not want to screw up. Yeah, we have walnut at our Home Depot.
We have mahogany at ours.
It's really awesome. It's already milled and everything, like ready to go. So they sell it at, like in 3/4 instead of an inch. It's awesome, but it's really expensive. So I didn't want to screw up. So I built the pine one first, and I am almost done with the pine one. I have a little bit more on the walnut one, but I was like, okay, hubby, you get a pine watch box now. That'll be his Father's Day / birthday all rolled into one. Oh,
How many watches does he own?
She's gonna say 0.
I was going to say
3.
1.
Yeah. It holds 5, so I guess I'll need to buy him some more.
See, room to grow. I'm
Yeah.
buying you something you can grow into.
There you go.
So, all right, Samuel, what do you got going on?
I am currently working on my first. We're gonna go with walnut here since you just made the walnut watch box. I am working with my first walnut table. I've made cutting boards, but I've never made anything big, so I'm making a walnut table. So I'm really excited. The only thing is the top is only walnut, and then she wanted the bottom painted, so we ended up just going with maple on the bottom since I would never paint over walnut. So I'm really excited. That's what I'm working on. And
walnut
then
makes paint well.
I know. And then I did get my first. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. I got my first slab, a walnut slab. So I'm gonna make that into a coffee table. And then I have some shelving units and a desk coming up after that. So it's been busy. So
Sounds like it.
yeah.
What about you, Drew? You as busy as Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devin, I just read. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go
I've
ahead.
got. Yeah, I know.
I'll
I've
answer for you.
3 huge barn doors that I'm working on right now. When I say huge, I'm talking like 51 inches each. It's going to be like a triple door setup that will have a railing system sitting in front of another railing system that will allow all 3 doors to move independently. It's going to cover a huge closet door opening. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've been working on the tongue and groove joinery today. I got some of the first door assembled. I'm going to have to do it in sections and then glue those sections up together to make one door. And then I'm working on some more cutting boards. All that material that I bought still sitting in my shop floor. I've got to make some more cutting boards with it. I've got some more barn door proposals that I've already had signed, and I've got 7 other new proposals that I'm following up on right now. And one of those is a writing desk. So,
Oh, that'll be fun.
Something new, finally.
Yeah.
I've been like the barn door maker for the past like 4 or 5 weeks. So we'll be a specialist in that area.
That's
It's a lot of fun changing it up in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hardly ever build the same thing twice, actually. I get kind of annoyed when, I mean, it's good that people like your work and want more of it, but I don't love building the same thing over and over again. So I kind of hate when I get stuck in a groove of like building one thing. I like changing it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of comes with your advertising too. I mean, I advertised barn doors on the marketplace a while back, and I just got tons of people interested in them, so I started making a whole bunch. And then I recently just posted something else on the marketplace to change it up because I was getting a little tired of just barn doors. So I've got, out of those 7, I've got 5 more that I've got to follow up, possibly 10 on this new advertisement that I just posted. So
Nice.
I don't know.
You're busy.
It's coming
That's
together.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're awesome.
I think it's that time of year because I can't seem to shake stuff either. I got about 4 weeks or 5 weeks before I head to New Mexico for a huge family reunion, and I have a lot of stuff to get done by then. I have 3 projects that are sitting. Well, 2 of them are sitting in here, and no, all 3 are actually sitting in here, waiting to be sprayed. We've had nothing but rain for the last 2 weeks. Sam knows. She was down here, and it rained off and on her week, and it rained all this week. And it's supposed to rain all next week, so I can't get out and actually spray lacquer down on the project. So I have 3 projects done, waiting to get sprayed. One of those is a dining room table. That's so.
That's a sore spot. We don't bring that up.
We're actually at the end. I got stain on it. It's ready to go. It's literally waiting for this tropical storm to pass through, which I could do it between days, like when it's not supposed to rain till the afternoon. But I don't want to get that moisture stuck under there. I just feel like it'll be more of a pain to try to get the finish worked around it instead of wait until all this rain's passed. and then we get a good sunny day or two to help dry it up. So I got 3 projects that I'm waiting on finish. I have 6 massive butcher blocks that have to get done between now and the time I leave. I'm delivering them in Dallas as I pass through. And I'm working on a large build for a company. I'm doing a collab with a company. I got to build a Rubo workbench. And I could probably push it off until I get back in July. Because I'll be gone for almost 3 weeks. But I don't know if I want to push it that far out. So I have to make a decision probably by Monday on the time frame that I'm going to have it done, because the contract's got to get written. But yeah, so that in itself is a huge undertaking. It's probably going to be 6 feet long, I think is what I finally determined. So and of course I can't go easy. I'm going to do a split top Rubo, which is a little bit more difficult. The reason why I'm going that direction...
Yeah, make it a little harder for yourself when you have a tight time frame.
Yes and no, but the reason why I'm going in that direction is because I can make each section of the split top 11... I'm going to make it about 11 inches, so it'll still fit through my planer to flatten it. Versus if I don't do it that way and I have a full 24-inch top, now I have to figure out how to flatten all 24 inches once the workbench is together. With a router sled or something like that.
Hand plane.
So, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, you'll
be like nice and buff for the summer. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I have that, and I have one more collab that's going to happen with another friend of ours. I'll fill you guys in on that later. But it's pretty cool. I got to build something and send it to somebody else, and they're going to put a unique twist on it and send it back to me to finish off. And I got to get that done. That will probably be probably sometime this weekend that I'm going to make it and then send it off, because I got to give them enough time to actually start doing some painting and stuff on it to send it back to me. So that's a lot to do in 4 to 5 weeks. So
yeah, Jeremy, I love that you just named like 12 things that you have to get done in like a 3-week time period.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, I need a wash back.
It's
watch box. Hey, watch boxes can be difficult.
It was. And I made 2 of them.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I got about another 2 or 3 projects that got to be added into that, but they're all really easy and quick. It's just
14.
I'm trying
14.
I'm pushing it in because I'm taking such a large chunk of vacation, and I don't want to have to worry about any of that while I'm on vacation.
Do you remember several weeks back? And I say several, and somebody made this New Year's resolution.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
That you were going to take on
the drive home.
You weren't going to take on a whole lot because you were going to get burnt out.
Well, it was committing to less. But it's committing to that's like committing less to like outside sources. Like I don't want to do all these other build offs and do like I want to concentrate on things with the business and all the things that I'm doing. Hopefully, at least with the collabs and working with these companies, are going to be better in the long run for the business. Which the workbench could lead to several other projects, hopefully by the end of the year with them. So that's some good money that's coming in that I don't necessarily want to turn down. So it'll be good. It'll be interesting. But I'm definitely going to take some time from work, so I have time in the shop. Especially now, I was telling you guys before we started recording, like I was doing nothing but like actual production style videos for work the last few days, and I'm like so tired of, for one, like action. No, wait, let's redo let's do these shots again. Like, we shot all this stuff yesterday, and then today it's like, yeah, we're gonna redo half of that. We don't like it. We don't like that. We're gonna redo it. Like, awesome, great.
I can just see you sitting in the director's chair, going, "What am I paying you people for?"
Yeah, that's definitely not me. Like, I wish that was me, like sitting in the back directing it all. But I'm trying to pull up a picture. So this is just like one setup. We had like 3 different cameras rolling at the same time. They were all trying to get different.
Yeah, he's getting shot at.
I was saying, what were they doing?
So we're
like
filming.
A bubble gun.
So we developed all of our new like officer grounded defense techniques and stuff, and we rewrote policies.
I just realized what you just said.
Yeah.
A bubble gun.
Yeah, bubble gun. So we just rewrote like all of our policies and stuff, and we shot videos that we'll be sending out to all of our field units, training on all the new like defensive tactic techniques, and that's what we've been doing for the last few days, is shooting all those videos that will be distributed through the entire Coast Guard. So yeah, it's busy. This is like super busy time of year. I came back from Virginia. I was gone for 3 weeks, and then get back, and it's just like hit the ground running as quick as I can. So
we always swap at the same time. Like,
no, I was here while you were here.
I know. We had family with us, and it was just like
I'm not entirely sure. I don't even think I could have broke free if you were trying to come to the shop. Like, I was so busy.
I wanted to so bad, and then we unexpectedly had 3 extra.
Unexpectedly. I like how she says
So
yeah.
they like to be entertained. Hopefully they're not listening to this, but
we only have 3
listeners.
listeners.
Stop talking.
It's okay.
She's just like, maybe I should stop talking already. No, that's good that we're all staying busy. That just means that it means big things, hopefully, to come.
Definitely.
So,
maybe we'll all make it to Workbench Con next year. All of them.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's the goal, you guys.
Yeah, I'm definitely going.
I'm going. Yeah, me too.
Well, I pretty much told my husband it's happening. So
I thought you said you sold your husband. You making money?
Honey, I gotta make money.
I gotta get the Workbench Con.
I'm gonna sell out your services for a few weekends.
You could actually sell. Don't you have a couple of kids? You could probably get more money for.
I have 4 kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can sell one, right?
Yeah, more than a couple.
You have 3 more as backups.
There you go.
That's it. Look, just put them to work. I got a house cleaning service.
Yeah, I got 4 kids. What do you want done?
We'll hook them up. We'll put Swiffers on them.
Well, your youngest is like the most hilarious because I watch her stories. First off, I crack up because she reminds me of Maddie. But she like gets stuff like all over her face. And like that one time when weren't they in Nutella or something? They were dipping their hands. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, I had walked away for like 3 seconds, and they had full on opened a jar of Nutella and like fist in the jar of Nutella, just smearing it and eating it. It was awful.
It's so good, though. I do the same thing, and then I have chocolate all over me, and I look like I'm 2.
So what you're saying is you stick your hand in the jar of Nutella.
I do. And chocolate hummus is my new obsession. I could stick my whole face in the chocolate hummus.
Yeah, I saw that story, and I was like, I don't know.
That's what I thought, too. And I told Jay, I said, Jay, it's so good. You have to try it. I told Gramps, so good. You have to try it. I was at the grocery store and they were sampling it. And I was like, no, thank you, ma'am. And she was like, well, really, it's really good. And I was like, all right, I'll try it.
Hang on.
And so I like tested it and I was like, oh my gosh, it is good. Where can I buy it? And she was like, right over there. I was like, okay, thanks. And I finished like the whole thing in a week. It was so good. I dipped strawberries and pretzels in it.
So she was doing her job.
She was doing her job, and she did it very well. She must have known that I love chocolate.
Hang on, haven't I told you the exact same thing about a peanut butter hamburger?
Oh no!
What?
Not this
Hold
again.
up.
It's so good, you should just try it.
Nope.
I'm still trying to get past the egg on a hamburger at Red Robin.
Oh.
No. Get
That's
rid of the
good.
egg, throw some peanut butter down there. And you'll be
Well, because
good.
Jeremy, Jay, and Sadie Mae were making fun of, and my mom. Well, my mom wasn't making fun of me for mixing my ketchup and ranch together. That's like a normal thing.
Ranch.
Ketchup and mayo, and it makes fry sauce. That's a normal thing.
Well, that is normal. I used to eat that a lot when I was a kid. Ketchup and ranch is so good to dip your French fries in. And you tried it and you liked it. Don't, just
Wait, who tried it?
Not me.
Rue. Yes, you did.
Oh, I didn't.
I mean, Jeremy.
No,
Sorry.
I didn't. Ketchup and ranch is disgusting.
You did try it.
I did try it, and it's disgusting.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So you did try something. You tried something that Sam wanted you to try,
Yes.
but she won't try
But
something
she
you
won't
want.
try-
Okay,
peanut
I
butter.
will. When we're at workbench, I will try it. I promise. I'm swearing to it right now. Pinky promise over the
I'm
Skype.
not sure I'm going back to that place with you.
Oh, yes.
And Jay. I'm not going back to that place with you and Jay. He likes to take pictures of me next to giant male genitalia.
That was like the best because it was
Lonely
coming.
look-alike?
It was coming, and it was made out of wood. Like whoever sculpted it did a great job
It's
because it
made out
really
of walnut.
looked just like it. And
I
it was
would've-
like right over his head like this. It was
would've
so
hated-
perfect.
I would have hated to sand that sucker.
It was like 5 feet tall. Like this thing was like no joke. And we're walking in there with like Sam's mom, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
what are we doing? Like,
Poor Sue.
and then they go to the bathroom and they come back and they're like, does y'all's
Go in-
bathroom say like
Yeah.
funny sayings? Like, what,
look in the bathroom.
what do you mean? They started telling us like all these like different things that their bathroom says, and I'm just like, no, I'd say that ours doesn't have all these sexual innuendos.
Well, you think the giant wiener by the door would have been enough?
Yeah.
No, they got to put everything in the
I
bathroom.
will say their hamburgers were awesome.
Yeah, they were really good. I was trying to find the picture, but it's so far back. I don't think I can find it right now.
Yeah.
That should be one of your favorites.
Well,
I know. I really should have favored that. Or it should be my screensaver.
just text Jay. Tell him to send it to you because he's. been,
Oh yeah,
like-
he's probably got it on speed dial. Here you go.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. He'll have it to me in 5 seconds, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Okay. Well, we had a few, I guess, instances that we sent out on Instagram of questions that people might want to send us since they knew that Britt was going to be on the show. I guess we can all try and answer these. Some we may not be able to. Jeremy, we might have to sit on the sidelines with a second one.
You should.
But
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
He
yeah,
found
there
the
it is.
photo, and he is not joking. It's exactly as described.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dying over
So
here, you guys.
Look, we'll put the photo in the show notes for y'all to go check out.
Parental consent is advised.
Yeah.
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 But anyway, we had two that were sent to us that we picked just for standard questions. We've got some rapid fire questions that we'll do a little bit later. But we can try and answer these too. But Britt, these are mainly for you. Hammer Bunny Workshop sent one asking, how do you stay motivated on a project when there are days that you only get to work on it for 30 minutes at a time? Some days it takes me just 30 minutes of shop time to remember where to start.
I have days like that too, where I walk out into the shop and I'm like, what am I even doing? Why am I out here? But it is a struggle. I mean, I at most get 2 hours a day, and that's if both of my littles nap at the same time and nap for the full 2 hours. So I don't know. I mean, having everything organized when I leave the shop is important, so that I can walk out and look at it and say, okay, this is exactly where I was, and this is my next step I need to move into. And I make notes. I constantly am taking notes. I have the little log and jotter, shameless plug, notebooks, and I love them, and they're everywhere all over my shop, and I'm constantly just jotting everything down that I'm doing. So that helps me a lot because my mom brain, like I'm sure you guys have heard the mom brain term a lot, but really with each kid, they just suck brain cells out of you. And so you stand up to go do something and you're like, why did I stand up? What am I doing? And so getting out to the shop and getting motivated, even if you only have 30 minutes, it helps to have notes.
That and probably a clean shop to go out to.
Yeah. And a Red Bull.
Yeah. do you have a little dorm fridge out there with a bunch of Red Bulls in it?
Oh, no, but I should. I really should.
Idea.
Yes. Build your own refrigerator.
I have ran into that problem, though, the 30 minutes problem. Back when I was working full-time, my shop time was real limited. I would put Hannah to bed, and from 9 until midnight was mainly the only times that I had to go work, but sometimes it was, 10 to 10:30 or 10:30 to 11. But when I was doing videos, sometimes I was up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And even though I had, that 4 or 5 hours of work time shooting video, I mean, it
Oh my gosh.
decreased the time significantly of actual work. And I was dragging really bad because I was so dang tired. But it's hard to work around. But I didn't have a plan. I just kind of walked out there and went, okay, let me play on my phone a minute.
Remember what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh my gosh, that's another thing too. I walk out and I'll just check Instagram, and then I get sucked into stories.
Yeah.
And I look up and it's 30 minutes later, and I'm like, what the heck happened to my shop time? I'm watching stories the whole time.
Seriously. I do that too. This is so funny, but when I pee all the time. If anyone knows and travels with me, I pee all the time because I always have a water with me. So now my family thinks I'm in there doing something else because I'll sit on the while I'm peeing and watch stories, and then I'll be like, oh my God, I've been sitting on the toilet for 25 minutes. What am I doing? I peed and I'm still sitting here. What am I doing? It's so
Sam's like, why are my legs asleep?
Yeah. Now I have a big red ring on my butt.
Sam goes and gets up and she falls over. My legs. And then she looks at the time. I've been here for an hour and a half.
I'm not going to lie. I have totally done that too. And it's a miracle if my kids haven't interrupted me. And then that's when I lose track of time. This is a little mom timeout in the bathroom.
Lock yourself in there. I know. When I'm at work in the afternoon, it's like I'm peeing, but they're like, I need goldfish. I need this. I'm like, can you just wait 5 minutes? I'm just peeing. But then I'm like,
I gotta post a story. Shut up, y'all.
Yeah. Hey guys, from the toilet. Happy Wednesday.
Just let you know, I've been here for 25 minutes.
Messaging you from the crapper.
That would be so awesome.
So now I'm down to
that story tomorrow. Happy Friday from the toilet.
Now I'm only you have to do it next Tuesday. When everybody, because if you do it tomorrow, nobody's gonna know. They're gonna be like, "What?
Oh, okay.
What is Sam doing?"
We would know.
They're gonna be like, "Sam's lost her mind."
Call it hashtag Tuesday Tutor.
There we go. It's
Toilet Tuesday.
awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it in my calendar so I remember. But yeah, I only work in the mornings too, up until noon, and it is hard when you go out there or in the shop. And you're like, what was I doing? And if it's organized and you have everything set up, it's perfect. But if you finish something the day before and you're on to the next step, you're like, what was I doing again? So it is hard, especially when you're cramming it into a small, tight window. And then you have Instagram and you film the videos. We just started stockpiling videos for YouTube, which we're getting ready to put out hopefully in a month. I'm really excited. But me and my grandpa were filming a ton of videos the other day, and then we didn't get any work done. So, like you said, Drew, it's crazy because You're like, what? Where did the time just go? I just filmed how to show you to do this tip and trick, and now I got it late. So it is hard.
People are asking me why I haven't started doing more videos since I went full time, and I'm sitting here. I've got all these projects that I'm doing, but the deal is that I'm doing the same ones over and over again, and it makes no sense to record a project of the same material over and over. So I have to wait until I have something that is of value that somebody hasn't seen on YouTube many times over. So now I'm trying to think of original things that are 100% me, not something that I've seen somebody do and I thought, oh, I'll try and duplicate that. And I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. I run across that a lot with my blog. I'm trying to get that going and trying to get plans up on there, and it's hard because something will end up being really similar to somebody else's thing, and it's like, it's too similar. Now I'm gonna have to tweak it so that I don't look like I'm trying to copy them because I want my stuff to be original, but it's hard. It's a struggle.
Hard. Yeah, and I know that Jay just went through this with another Instagram person. He built these nightstands, and he was like, I just honestly got inspired by them, and I changed it. I was thinking of doing something, and I changed like my shape and whatever. And the person, he had been following them for forever, and they're not like big in the woodworking community. They do woodworking, but they have an Etsy shop, and they don't really do much like stories or talk to other people. But they like legit got mad. Like they were like, we invented triangles. And he's like, what? You invented the triangle? I don't think so. But like, it's hard to be like unique and different because everyone's doing the same thing, and you can have your own spin on it, but it's like hard to think of something completely original that no one else has done. But it was pretty funny.
Well, when you say stockpile, how many videos you got, if you can count?
Oh, stockpile. This is really funny because it's like a stockpile that's like this big, maybe like this actually, because me, like I film and then I'm like, oh, that looked horrible, or I didn't say the right word, and Gramps like interrupted me in the middle of the thing, and it was like the perfect video up until then, and I pronounced one word, and he's like, Sam, it's like this, and I'm like, Grandpa, just we could have just like, but so I think I have right now 4. So I'm only making them very short, but I have filmed a lot, and then I'm going to like condense it down and edit them together. So we'll see. Like my first one is just an intro, like getting to know me, my mom, and my grandpa. And then from there, we're going to do some shop tours and stuff like that, and then tips and tricks and stuff.
Is that what you're doing, is mainly tip videos?
I think so for now, because I get questions multiple times a day from different people saying, hey, can you like show tips on this? And I also get a lot of people asking for plans. So that is something that is also coming. So hopefully there'll be a lot of new changes coming up here shortly, but summer's around the corner, and that's when I really start working full time. So I know the first 3 weeks of summer I work like 9 to 6 every day, but then after that the kids are in camp, so that'll be good. But so
yeah, I think my hours
I don't know, Sam, I don't know if you were on J&G's live, like I don't remember if it wasn't this week because I was traveling. The week before, when somebody asked or said something like Sam and her 20 kids.
Yes,
and Jay was like, no, she doesn't have any kids.
Those are her children. I know, it's funny.
It cracks me up.
I don't know how many times I've said it to some people, but I think that some people don't. They're like, I don't know if they choose to not listen to me. I don't know. Or I mean, sometimes it really does look like they're like, everyone thinks that Maddie is truly mine, but I don't see it. But I've had them since they've been babies, so they kind of are. Like, I'm very protective. I'm like, a stand-in second mama bear. So I'm like, But anyways, somebody said, are you going to move so that her kids don't have to move? Like, relocate? And he was like, what? Those aren't her children.
Yeah, she's even told that to Jeremy and myself.
To take on Sam and all of her 30 kids.
Seriously. You would have to, and I would have already gone crazy if I was alone with 30 kids. Just me and 30 kids, like all day, every day.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm patient, but like if you didn't have a team member, someone to help you, I think it would be really hard. Because you do it during the day. You're like alone with your kids.
And he works long hours during track season. So it is like single mom in it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Few months. And it's so hard. I do lose my mind. I have a few friends I talk to on a daily basis, and I just like rant at them about my kids.
Like, oh God, it's Brittany again.
Well, feel free. You can rant to me because I'm probably going through the same thing because I hide in the pantry and eat, and I'm pretty sure you probably do the same thing. I hide in the bathroom. I do a lot of hiding because I'm with them like all the time, and I've been with them for like someone like you have younger ones, but they always need something. So I couldn't imagine having the shop and trying to get stuff done. And then someone needs a bag of goldfish and someone needs this and someone needs milk and somebody has to go to the bathroom and they need you to wipe them. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like, what's going on? And then you're trying to get work done.
I did attempt one time to go live when my kids were home and awake, and it failed miserably. It was like every 10 seconds, someone would come out and be like, Mom, so-and-so did this, or Mom, I need milk. And I'm just like, okay, guys, see you later. This is not working.
Yeah, I gotta go. I know, the tattling. That's what's big right now. The tattling.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Which one?
Which one of them?
Or all of them?
Or just
Mine
the
are all of them.
oldest. Yeah, the Katie, the middle, who she's so cute. She doesn't tattle as much. Ryan, the oldest.
How old is he?
He's 9. He thinks that his sister is like everybody loves her. She's so amazing. She's perfect. I'm like, no one's perfect in this family, buddy. And he's like, yeah, no one. I'm not perfect. I'm like, calm down, it's okay. Because she got a marble. We have a marble system. So if you get 50 marbles, you get to skip school. And he is like right on the cusp of 50. And I took one away because he back-talked. So, yeah.
I like this marble system.
Oh, yeah, it works. It like really works. We've tried a lot of different things from when they were little. And I know this is a woodworking podcast, but I'm just going to really quickly tell you that if you do it, it will work. Like they get a marble if they do their chores and they do something nicely, you get a kind marble. And then if they don't do something, you take it away and it actually really works.
Huh.
Yeah, they did that.
Mason jars.
They did that in Hannah's kindergarten. They did with pom-poms in a mason jar, and if they got their pom-poms filled up in their mason jar, then they would get a treat.
I kind of like pom-poms because the marbles, we dump them out and they go everywhere.
You get those little pom-poms.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds better. So, yeah. But we can go into that next question because it's about being a mom and a maker.
Yeah, well, this is the one I told Jeremy. We'll probably just sit on the sidelines about this one.
Well, I mean, you can substitute it for dad. I mean,
yeah, you totally can.
It works.
It says mom.
Oh, okay.
You didn't fix it.
Well, sometimes I got to be because it's the question that was asked. True.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've had to be mom, right? Your wife's out of town, and you got to play mom and dad.
No.
So, well, see, I've had to play mom before. It's quite difficult.
Okay. Well, Tender Level Care sent this one. You guys could maybe talk about the balance between being a mom / dad and a maker. I appreciate it's a
nanny.
hard balance. Yeah, / nanny. No. Said, I appreciate it's a hard balance. I have a lot of respect for the mom / dad / nanny hustle.
Thank you. Just kidding.
I'm totally retracting the / nanny because, Sam, you get uninterrupted shop time in the morning.
I know.
I don't get that.
Retracted.
I would seriously go insane.
Yeah, but then it's times like this that literally Drew and I just get a text message from her that says, in the summer, we might have to start recording a little bit later because I'm not going to get off till like 7.
We just moved this time up, and now we got to.
However, Sam, you do get to give them back at the end of the day.
I know, that's nice.
I can't give mine back.
Okay, you know what? I've been a nanny for a really long time, and eventually I'll have my own kids, like in 2 years.
You can borrow
Not
mine
right
in
now.
the meantime.
Nope.
I like how
I'm saying.
somebody has a 2-year plan.
I do. I need to, like, by 30, I should start having kids, right?
I mean, I started at like 20.
Yeah, we totally decided we're the same age.
I know. It is so cool. I like get so excited knowing other there's we're the same age. It's like so exciting.
I know. I totally
Yes,
do.
same
I feel like everyone's older than me. I feel so little.
Same. I know. I'm like, oh. So it was so exciting because I think Lizzie's our age too.
Yeah. Well, I assumed she was younger. She looks little.
Yeah, she does look little.
Little Lizzie.
I love her.
She's so cute.
Sam's getting tired of hanging around with us old people.
Yeah.
No way.
Like, oh, there's somebody my age.
Yay! And she's a girl. I feel like I never am around I'm always around the guys. So
You have to go up to their door and say, "Can you come out and play?"
yeah. Do you want to come to my shop today?
Yeah, can you?
My gosh, yes.
You want to come build a
I
table
do
together?
want to come to your shop.
Perfect. If you're ever in DC, please let me know because you can totally come over and bring all of your 4 kids. It will be so fun.
You won't
Oh my
get
gosh.
anything
Yeah,
done.
right.
No. I'm in Pittsburgh right now, and just the travel to get here was a nightmare. So I will not be taking my 4 kids to DC, I can tell you that.
You're like, no way. Well, then you just come for a girls' weekend.
Yes.
It'll be fun. It will be so fun.
I'm actually going to Canada at the end of July for like a maker trip just to meet all the Canadians.
Fun?
Yeah.
That will be so fun.
Hey.
What did you say?
Hey.
Hey.
Can't do it with the accent. Drew, you just did it really good.
Little do we
I
know
did
Drew's
this.
from Canada.
He's not.
Secretly.
The fact
You
that she
are?
even, oh my god.
No, you're not.
No, Sam, he's not. Not at all.
Not at all. Hey.
You kind of sound like you are when you do that.
Oh. All right. Well, what is something that how do you balance? How do you figure out when you can get shop time and when you can't? I know we talked a little bit about it and the nap time and stuff. But do you ever get shop time like when your husband's home or in the evening after you put them to bed?
I do in the evening if I have a deadline. Most of my commissions, I let them know ahead of time. I'm not going to give you a deadline. I'll give you a rough estimate as to when it's going to be done. But like my kids are my priority. So I'm not going to stress myself out over getting this done. And I've never had someone come back and be like, oh, never mind. Like they're always totally okay with that. So it works for me. But I try not to work in the shop at night because Markham's gone for so much during the day that that's our time together, and I miss him. So I want to go hang out with him and watch TV.
She's like she's adult supervision. I finally get some adult time.
Yes,
someone
totally.
to carry on a conversation with.
But during the winter, it's harder because I can't have my kids outside with me. I can barely be outside. It's so stinking cold. But it's nice in the spring and summer because I can be out there in the morning and my kids can play, or after I pick up my other 2 from school, all of them will be outside playing and I can work. So it just is. My dad was over the other day trying to help me with something, and every 2 seconds a kid would come up and be like, I need help with this, or can you put my bike helmet on, or can you open my fruit snacks? And he was just like, how do you get anything done? I'm like, well, I just got to kind of work between the little interruptions, but it's definitely a struggle, and trying to balance not being too busy and still giving them attention is a struggle. I struggle with that sometimes with Instagram. I don't realize I'm on it and doing stories or whatever, and my kid is like pulling at my shirt, like, come on, mom. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I got to put down my phone and like be a mom for a minute. So But
What is tugging at me?
I know,
What is
like, get it off. What is
Yeah.
Get it off me.
Just like raise her arms up and there's a kid attached to it. Like, oh.
Like, oh,
You're still here?
yeah.
Do you? So outside, so because there, there's always multiple aspects to being a maker and a woodworker, and it's not always about being in the shop. It's about the behind the scenes stuff and the computer stuff and the other aspects of business. Do you ever get any of that other time while your kids are awake? Do you use that as the opportunity to maybe get some of that computer work done? Sketch up. I assume you do sketch up. Anything like that?
I actually don't do SketchUp. Isn't that funny? I've never. I'm like done. Sorry. No, I gave it a shot, and I was like, I'm not patient enough to learn this. So someday I will. But as of right now, I just kind of do, like, I take step-by-step photos as I'm building something, and then just kind of build the plans myself. But okay, mom brain, what was the rest of your question?
Do you get?
Why did I?
Oh, I heard it was SketchUp, and that's.
Yeah. Do you get time while your kids are awake to do any of the other aspects of being a maker, the business side of it, the design side, anything like that?
No. Mine are too little right now, but if they're awake, my 18-month-old is climbing on my lap and pressing all the buttons on the laptop, or they are constantly interrupting and I can't get like a flow of, typing and working it out. So no, I actually do a lot of that at night in bed and watching TV at the same time. And so if they're like randomly in my plans, I'll just start typing like what they're saying on the TV and then be like, oh, whoops. So if you ever see some weird insert of a sentence in my plans, it's because I was watching Friends or The Office.
I'm rewatching The Office right now too.
Oh, I love it. It's the best.
It's so funny.
Please put screw in 2x4 while you're on American Idol.
You're like, I have to. I can't. Brittany, I don't know if I can do this step. American Idol's not on right now. Do I have to wait until it comes back on? What about you, Drew? I mean, I know. So you've gone full time and you get a good chunk of your day in the shop now. But do you get to do any of the other business aspects of it in the evening time or while Hannah's at home?
Definitely not while she's at home. The shop time is okay. I'll just kind of go through my day real quick. I take her to school, and then I go to my favorite diner. I will drink a cup of coffee, and I will spend about an hour going back and forth with some of the prospective clients on getting specifics for their particular project. Like I did today, I posted something on the marketplace last night, and then I get a whole bunch of questions about how much is this, how big is this, can I get this and this along with it, stuff like that. And I will go over those specifics and then get back with them later on that night with a proposal. But once I'm done at the diner, I will go home and start working. And I might do like an Instagram post once in the morning and then once in the evening, or I'll take a picture throughout the process and just kind of save those for later Instagram posts. And I'll do stories too. But once Hannah's picked up, which is usually about 4:00, I typically have to stop everything that I'm doing as far as business. And once she is in bed, then I will work on my proposals that I need to get caught up on, or I will work on SketchUp, preparing plans for proposals that I have already put together. So business kind of comes in the morning and the day, and then after about 9 o'clock, I'll typically get caught up on everything else while my wife is sleeping.
Okay. That's usually the time when I can do it is in the evening after my kids go to bed. I could do it before that, but I choose not to. The few hours I see them after school, usually pick them up from school around, try to get them around 4:30 or 5. Some days, depending on work and traffic, might be 5:30. So and my kids, we try to have a pretty strict bedtime at 7:30, just because they have to get up so early. But it may not necessarily be the case. Like right now, school's winding down. They got 5 more days of school. So we try to give them a little bit more lenient in the evening time. Maybe we'll sit down and play some Mario Kart or something with them. But I tried to spend those 3 hours with my kids, undivided attention. We sit down at dinner, and I try to leave all that aside. Business, my full-time job, everything. We try to get engaged in my kids' day, and then once we get them in bed, there's some nights when I'm just exhausted because I've pulled a 12-hour day at my job, at the full-time gig, and then there's other days that I'll sit down and I'll start working on SketchUp plans and stuff. But I kind of find it hard, at the end of the day, I'm just so mentally and physically exhausted that it's hard for me to concentrate on a SketchUp plan. I feel like it takes me 2 to 3 times longer in the evening time than it would do during the day. So if I were to get up in the morning and knock out a plan, I can get so much more done in an hour that it would in the evening time to take me 2 to 3 hours. So there might be, I might only get to work on something once or twice a week, just because I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time doing it. And shop time is really hard. If I get off work at 2 o'clock or 3, then I'll come home and I'll work for an hour or 2 before I go pick up my kids, just because I know I won't get that time while they're home. So it comes and goes. It's hard to balance, but I always put it there that when my kids are home, that's when everything else stops. I'll figure out how to fit it in elsewhere. Especially when it starts coming to deadlines. In the evening time, maybe I'll get a few. If it's not a lot allowed, I won't turn on table saws and planers and things like that at night, just because the shop is right below my kids' rooms. So if it's maybe some router work or something like that that's not near as loud, painting, finishing, something like that, then I'll try to do that in the evening time. While my wife watches, I don't know, whatever she watches on TV.
Dynasty.
Whatever she watches.
Dynasty. I don't even know what Dynasty is.
All my children.
She watches. She rewatches Netflix series, and she'll just binge watch Netflix series. I think she just watched Blue Bloods. I think is the one she just finished. So that gives her time to watch her shows at night, and then we try to go to bed at the same time. So it's really just trying to figure out where in your day that I can get time alone at home in the shop, because if somebody else is here, I try to spend time with them, just because we both have full-time jobs, kids go to school. So if I'm coming home and working, how's that fair to anybody else? She's got to take care of the kids every night. And then it's when does Dad get to do anything? So weekends, Saturdays, try to get a couple hours in. Try to do some things with them, usually in the morning time. And then because all they want to do in the morning is sit around and drink chocolate milk and cartoons. So while they do that, at least I can have my coffee and be out in the shop and get a couple hours in doing something.
Well, I'm going to be in for a little culture shock because Hannah's going to be out of school as of Friday.
Oh, wow.
Tomorrow.
So now my day, yeah. So my days are going to change.
Her last day of school is tomorrow?
Yeah.
Whoa. When do they start school?
Again, with the not knowing what day of the week it is.
They start school the second week of August. August, usually 17th.
What? start?
Our start's like the 20-something. So we get out next Friday.
We get out
We had that
mid-June.
teacher strike, though, so we kind of had to make up a little bit of time. So they started going to school a little bit earlier and getting out just a little bit later to kind of make up some of that time. But, yeah, this is going to be harder.
When do y'all start, Sam?
The end of August. We have a very short summer. That's what I'm saying. Whoa, that's like a long summer. Like, whoa.
Yeah,
Well, when do they
Go back to school.
When do they end?
They end June 15th.
that's really not that much. That's only
That's late.
Yes, but if you
It
start,
used to end at the end of June, like June 27th, and then we start at the end of August. So it's like 2 months.
yeah. So if you, but
Short
that's
summer.
about the same because you probably start the 4th week of August.
But yeah, before Labor Day we start.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we start the 3rd week of August and we get out June, whatever the next Friday is, like June 5th or something. So we only get out a week earlier than you do. You start a week later and you get out a week later. You get about the
You
same
get
time.
out 2 weeks earlier than us.
Yeah. It also depends on breaks, too.
Yeah.
If you don't use your snow days and stuff like that.
Yeah, seriously. Snow days are we didn't use up all of ours, so we don't have to make anything up. But like one year we went to almost like the beginning of July because of snow.
I swear, like every other day you were storing that the kids were out of school for snow days.
And I'd be like, oh, then I'm like a mom trying to like do my business and like keep them in.
No
And it's,
shop
like,
time
they're
today.
crazy. I'm like, oh my god. But I mean, I love them. I mean, we have fun. So, but it is a lot.
Do you
So
do you get to do any aspects of the business while you have them, or when you
No.
when you pick them up from school, that's it until
I was
you get
Yeah.
home?
I was explaining this to my mom the other day because we were having a little disagreement. I was telling her, don't worry, Mom, I will get it done after I pick him up from school. And she was like, okay, well, you always say that you're going to do it and then you don't do it. I'm like, well, Mom, let me tell you. Because I was like, I'll be able to get a lot done in the summer because the summer is different. They wake up, they sleep in, we have swim team. But then after that, it's kind of like whatever we want to do. Like they'll have 30 minutes of like downtime. Then I can have 30 minutes of downtime to do stuff on the computer, send emails, stuff like that. But during the school year, I'm sure everyone else is the same way. We get home from school. I have to make snacks. I'm trying to make healthy snacks. So I'll cut an apple. Then they'll finish the apple. Then I have to cut a watermelon. And then they finish the watermelon. Then I'm cutting something else. And I'm making nachos. And I'm doing this. I swear I'm in that kitchen for an hour after school and helping with homework. And then from there, we play outside or someone needs this or someone needs me to put on their helmet. Like that's something we need to learn this summer, putting on their helmets or taking them off. Someone needs a popsicle out of the freezer because they can't open it. I know, seriously, that's
the
other
popsicles.
day, they were trying to get it off. But it's hard. So I told my mom, I said, in the summer, I'll be able to get more done because coming home from school, there's so much going on. And then there's dinner right after that. Because we get home, I mean, we're walkers. So I walk to get them at like 3:10. And then we were probably home at like 3:40. And then from there, I mean, we have dinner at 6. So it's crazy. So no, normally I'm Instagramming during that time, but
On the toilet.
on the toilet, locked in there with my goldfish. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
Well,
a little more until I have my own.
That's some good info and about how we go about it. I think we all agree that when the family's around, the kids are around, that's really where the focus has to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, let's jump into some product tool recommendations. Sam, what is something you want to recommend this week?
So I know it's not on there, but this morning, me and my grandpa had an awesome field trip. We went on a field trip this morning to his little cute friend's shop, which is like about 10 minutes away. And his friend does more smaller projects, boxes and stuff like that. He has built bigger pieces, but his shop has so many different tools in it. That there's not much room. So he actually is a really good welder as well. So he has a welding section, and then he has like a woodworking section. But we went over there for a certain reason, to see these lights that he has installed on his joists. And they're every other, and they're 8 feet long, and they're LED, and they're not the tubes. Like, my grandpa was shocked because he was there about 2 weeks ago, and they had to do something for our new joiner, the helical head. And my grandpa is so cute. It's hard for him to see. He's getting older, so he wears a headlamp if we're doing like really precise measurements. He's so cute. So we have been saying we need new lights for a really long time in the shop, and these are awesome. It's seriously like you're outside. We're in a basement, so we don't have any windows. We have that one door, but the lights are not the best that we have now. So we went to go see these lights. They're amazing. So they're 8 feet long, and they're LED, and you have 2 rows of LEDs, and it's 6,000 Kelvin, and it literally is like you're outside. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, 6,000 Kelvin is what I got in the shop. That's perfect.
So we're going to do every other joist, and they're 8 feet long. And what's nice is that we have those other shop lights, and I don't exactly know what they're called, but it's like that little like house, and then you put in the tube lights. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, your fluorescent tubes.
Yes, we have those, and they seem to fill the room. They do, but there are some dark spots. But what these do, they literally are shooting straight down. And if you do every other, it's like there's no little corners that are dark. It's actually really cool. So we'll be doing a bunch of stories on them. I will get you guys the names so you guys can put in the show notes. But we're going to order them on Amazon. That's where he got them. So I know they're on there, and I think they're like $20 for the whole thing. So that's my product recommendation. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
All right. What about you, Britt? What do you want to recommend?
Well, my favorite handy little tool in the shop is my rigid palm impact driver. It's the tool that I never knew I needed, but now I can't live without. I won it in Tim Woodward Builds giveaway. And it's teeny, so it's like perfect for tight spaces, and it fits in my purse and goes with me places, and it's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah, we had this conversation
totally
about
recommend
why it goes into her purse.
Yes.
So apparently there's things to be fixed along her journey each day.
Oh yeah,
each day, every day.
She has one of those concealed carry purses, and
I have a little like Phillips head and flathead keychain on my keychain too. And Markham was like, "Why do you need these on your keys?" And I'm like, "You never know when I'm gonna like bust these out and need them."
If he asks you questions like that, all you got to do is pull that drill out and go, "Shut up!"
It's like a little mini pistol. It just fits perfectly in your hand. You can just be like, back off.
That's awesome. I have to look into that. I want one of those.
I love it. That's adorable.
Oh man, I'm screwed.
That's so cute.
There you go. That's my bad joke for the podcast.
All right, Drew. What about you, Drew? What do you want to recommend?
Well, I started using this pretty recently. I had it sent to me in the mail by a company that just reached out called Handy Grip. And it's just a panel mover, like a plywood or glass, basically anything that you have very difficult time just picking up just with your hands. This particular tool, however heavy the panel is, the heavier it gets, the more it grips, just because of where it cantilevers in the tool. So if it requires more force to lift up, it's going to require more force against that panel and keep it nice and snug where it won't slip. So you don't have to bend down to pick something up from the ground. You just kind of slip it over the edge, and then you just pick it up by the handle, and it just compresses against that panel, and just lift it up and carry it like a suitcase if you want to, right on your shoulder. I've had really big problems with plywood at big box stores, getting them onto their little carts. I would have to pick them up, just compression fit around my hands, and then just lift them up over my head and put them on their carts, and this thing makes it so much easier.
So, did anyone see my face when you started talking about this? Because I could only imagine what it looked like. I was like,
yeah, like you were so excited.
So excited because I just used it. And I was going to be like, yeah, I know, they're awesome. I was going to back you up, but then I was like, my face was probably just so weird.
Don't worry, Sam, I screenshotted it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I would have loved that if you did, because I can picture myself being yeah, really intense. That was a little intense.
You were. I was like, what is her deal?
And that's why I was laughing after it, because I was like, I probably just looked so stupid.
She's a
I know. I was gonna say a bad word, but then
yeah, please don't.
I know.
We haven't done this in a while. It'll take me a while to bleep you out.
That's work for Jeremy.
Yeah.
I won't. I promise.
So,
right.
well,
so
I'm gonna recommend the Wood Whisperer thread taps. And if you watched
you couldn't find them.
My stories, exactly, I could not find them anywhere except for right in front of my face.
In the package.
Yeah, in the package. I swear, I took them out of the package. And I don't even know what made me think about it. I was like, oh, hey, it's probably in that package. I don't even know why that even dawned on me to look in that package. But I was getting so mad because I was using it to join the metal legs of my coffee table to the wooden top. And yes, I could have used screws. But I was like, man, I bought that Wood Whisperer thread tap I don't know, a year ago or 2 years ago or whenever he came out with them, and never used it. It's one of those oh, this is really cool, just let me buy it. Impulse buys that you don't need. And so I was so hung up on just using it. I want to use it. And so when I finally found it, I was excited, and it's super easy to use, and it really creates a strong bond between a machine bolt and the wood, because so what you do is you take a drill bit the size of the shaft, and you drill out the hole, and then you go through with a thread tap, and it just taps the outside of that hole, and you go back with an Allen head screw, or I used, because I couldn't, nobody had quarter 20 Allen head screws or bolts, so I ended up going with hex head. Same thing, as long as it was a quarter 20 thread, it would fit, and it was super easy to do. Yes, took a little bit longer than screws, but looks a little bit better. So, what are you doing, Sam?
I was while you were doing it, I was gonna do the.
She's over here she's like, these guys are boring.
Yeah, if you do the excited face, I'll take a picture of the screen.
So.
And then we'll pretend it was organic.
I know he just ended up selling them, selling off the design to Eagle America. So if you want them, you'll have to actually go pick them up from Eagle America now instead of buying them through him. But it's the exact same product. He's just not physically selling it anymore. So you should definitely go check them out and pick up a set. They're pretty awesome. So, all right.
I watched your stories about them, or about how you couldn't find them, and I was laughing because it's something that I would do.
I figured everybody I was just oh, now I feel retarded because they're right here in front of me.
That's the worst when you're looking and you're like, oh, they've been sitting there that whole time.
Yeah. So, all right, we're gonna do a couple rapid fire questions to you, Britt. So
Okay.
just answer them as quickly as possible, unless there's some backstory behind it that we need to know.
Okay.
But let's see. Rob from Ginger Woodworks wants to know, what is your favorite snack food, and where do you like to hide from your kids to eat it?
This one cracks me up because Rob knows the answer to both of those questions, so I don't know why he needed to ask it.
Because
But
maybe he wants it public.
He's expecting me to say Cheeto Puffs because they're the best. But lately I've been really into the honey barbecue poppables and the salsa verde Tostito chips. So addicting. Like, I can eat a whole bag in one sitting. And so basically chips are my go-to snack, and I always hide in my closet, in my walk-in closet.
Your walk-in closet?
Yeah.
Do you hide your stuff in there?
Oh, but I should.
Yeah,
Really just from
Like-
Markham, because he eats my chips and I get mad.
Oh, that's so
So hide them
funny.
behind your shoes or something.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
a good
could
idea.
hide them in your like pant section, like up behind, and like
up
open
the
your
pant
jeans
leg?
and put
Like-
it. Yes.
Oh my god, I'm totally doing that with Christmas presents. That's such a good idea.
So funny. I love Cheeto Puffs. I can eat Cheeto Puffs all the time, and I hate when stuff gets
Cheeto
stuck in my
Puffs,
teeth.
though. Cheeto paws, they're totally different.
What? What are
Yeah.
paws?
They're shaped like a paw.
But are they still made from
they're-
Cheetos?
Yes.
Yes, they're Cheetos, and they're puffy, but they're not as fat, and so they're like halfway between a crunchy Cheeto and a puff. They're
You don't
amazing.
have- where do you buy those?
My gosh, if
The
you
grocery store?
really don't have them, Sam, I will buy a bag and mail them to you because they're so good.
Oh
I'm gonna
Lord,
go
this
to
is
the
going to be
store
like
tomorrow.
Sam Raimondi and Sour Patch Kids. Now we've got Sam Wooddell and Cheetos.
Cheetos are so good. I like any food. I mean, I could seriously
Me
eat
too.
a lot.
All right. Jay from Demadera ATX wants to know, when did you start dyeing your hair and why?
Well, I first got highlights when I was like 12, but I always wanted to be blonde. I'm not blonde. I have brown hair. And so it just kind of progressed from there. About 3 years ago was the first time I did color. So like a non-natural color, like pink or purple. I started with purple, but a year ago is when I started going full platinum, which allowed me to go full pink. So I just keep with it. I don't know why. I like it.
You're so cute. I would look ridiculous with pink or purple.
Oh my gosh.
You guys
do it.
imagine?
No, Sam, there's a pink shampoo and it only lasts in your hair for like a week. You should just wash it in over the summer. It would be so cute.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah. You should
All
do it.
right. I'll do it.
Do it.
Will it change the blonde to be pink?
No. Well, yes, your blonde that's right now will turn like my color is right now.
That's fun.
And then it'll fade in like a week.
Is it safe for like 7-year-olds?
I did it on my 4-year-old. She's pink hair right now.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Text me, DM me like the like product and everything.
Okay, I will.
Perfect. Oh, we're gonna do that this summer.
All right. Bear Creek Woodworking and Blue Collar Workshop want to know, how many pair of overalls do you own?
So I was reading over the questions, but I wasn't home when I was reading over them, so I couldn't count. But last I counted, it was 11.
And I'm kind of disappointed because you don't have a pair on.
Oh, I know. I packed 3 pair, but I wanted to sport my Birdhouse shirt today. Shout out to Birdie, my girl at Birdhouse Design Co. I love this shirt, and I get sad when my overalls cover up logos.
Yeah, saw that
I know.
story.
I saw that the other day.
I like splashing. Yep. You're welcome.
Like, did I just see what I thought I saw?
I just gave you a free flash of the logo.
Yes.
All right. And our last question from Aaron Hahn. Favorite shop tool and your favorite type of joinery?
My very favorite shop tool has to be my Ryobi Airstrike. 18-bolt brad nailer. It is my absolute favorite. I use it on, I don't think there's literally a project I haven't used it on. Okay, that's a lie. This watch box I just built, I didn't use it on. But previous to that, because I used all traditional joinery on the watch box. So previous to that, there was probably not a project I haven't used it on. It's my favorite, and it's so quick and easy because it's cordless. So I love it. And what was the second half of the question?
Favorite type of joinery?
Oh, as of right now, half-blind dovetails. I just did them for the first time, and they were super quick and easy and worked beautifully, and I love them.
What jig do you have?
Oh, I don't. My friend does. But it's a Porter cable.
Omni? Porter cable
I don't
Omni
know.
jig?
Sure.
Is it just the little 12, like the 12-inch long one? The short one?
I think it was longer than that. It was pretty big.
So it's probably the Omni jig then. I've got the 24-inch Omni jig.
That's probably what it was.
Got the adjustable fingers and everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good jig. But they don't make them anymore.
Oh, I don't know anything about it. So.
Just I just use it when I want to.
Yeah, I just call my
Favorite
friend.
joint, and she doesn't have any material to go over.
I know I had nothing to go along with it. I'm sorry. It's brand new. I just barely used it, and my friend did it, so. But it was awesome. And I put it together. I'm the one that, like, hammered them into place with my Jews. I should have storied it. Andrew Jews Woodshop, Woodwork. Ooh, I should know that. He makes mallets, and I own one, and I malleted it together, and it worked wonderfully.
Malleted it. That's a verb. I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
It's new. I'm
gonna-
adding a line of woodworking verbs to my to my brand.
Yeah. I know I
was
make
gonna
up
show
some
you
words
this.
too.
Since you're talking about watch
Malleted.
boxes, Britt, this is the one I was going to post.
Ooh,
Oh, that's pretty.
that's beautiful.
That's the first time I did false dovetail keys. If you can see, the drawer has a key in it, but it's broken. So whenever you pull the drawer out, the key comes with it.
Oh,
Move
yeah.
it down a little bit, just a touch. That's so
Oh,
pretty.
I debated that for a while, whether I wanted to go all the way, because I have a drawer also. Mine looks just about like that. But I debated if I wanted to go all the way down with my dovetails on the one side and then try and figure out how to make them just in the drawer so that when they pulled out, they stayed in the drawer. But I was like, that's too beyond my skill level to try and figure that out right now and to try and test it out on a client's piece. I didn't want to mess it up. So
Did it test it on your husband's pine one?
I did rabbits on his, not that he didn't get dovetails.
So he gets the inferior wood and the inferior joinery.
Joinery.
But he gets the first of
Oh,
it.
well,
something
yeah.
new.
Prototype.
And it's like almost twice as big as the other one because all my measurements were off. And so I'm really glad that I made it. Oh my gosh, Drew just like spit out his drink, you guys.
Supposed to hold 5, but now it holds 10.
No, it's just that it holds like super huge watches.
Flavor
They
Flav.
make them.
It's gonna hold Flavor Flav watches.
Yeah. Big alarm clocks like this.
Here, honey, I got you a new watch. It'll fit your watch box.
Yeah.
That's
Yep. Yeah, that's real life for you guys right there.
There going to be plans on this watch box? No.
No,
There won't be plans.
there will not be. I'm not doing plans on this.
Okay.
Anytime you're ready, Sam.
Yep. Transition.
Why do we?
What?
Why do we gotta?
Oh, I'm next.
Why does every show we gotta tell Sam?
You know what? I've been off my game the last couple of weeks. Okay, I would like to remind you, if you listen to the show on iTunes, to please give us a 5-star rating. It helps us reach a greater audience. So thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you want to become a patron, to go visit our patron page, patreon.com. Patreon.com/woodshop101. Did you like that ad lib? It was pretty good.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
It's almost like you weren't reading it at all.
It really wasn't.
Yeah.
It was all in my brain.
See, you should do that more often.
Yeah.
I should.
Maybe
It's
I'm just
called
going to
genuine.
delete that entire section, and you
Delete
you
all
ad-
her sections. She's very good at it.
and you just ad lib it.
My dad says, you're very good at ad-libbing, Samantha. When you do your stories, you're like that's great. I'm like, thanks, Dad. It's 15 seconds of ad-libbing.
little do you know, Dad, that took me 5 times to get it right.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that's so funny. More like 10, but yeah. Okay.
Well, Britt, like Jeremy said in the beginning, if there are people that don't know who you are, because it's been a pleasure having you on the show, so I'm sure people would really like to get to contact you and ask you some more questions if they feel like it, and you have time in the bathroom one day to answer questions.
Or in your master closet.
Yeah, in my bathroom or my closet. Yep.
Yeah. How can they get a hold of you? What is some of your contact info that you'd like to give out?
They can find me on Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest at Overalls and Powersaws, or overallsandpowersaws.com, or overallsandpowersaws@gmail.com.
See, I asked Jimmy the rest of this question, and he just said, just Google me.
I wish you could you could Google Overalls and Powersaws and you would find me. Nobody else is called that, but you Google Brittany Hyde and there's a million of them, so I'm nowhere near the top.
You could Google my name, and Google would be like, huh? Who? Like I said, it's been a blast having you on the show. We are going to have you on the next show, so if you guys are tuning in right now for this one, be sure and tune in next week for the short show, because she will be on this one as well.
Woo.
Whoop. Enthusiasm, I love it.
I'm so excited.
How can people get a hold of you?
Mainly Instagram, Sam Ryan Designs. My website is almost up and running. We just sent the last pictures in today. So you can go on my website, and then there's buttons for my Instagram and my email. So that's the best way to get in touch with me.
And Jeremy?
If you want to get in touch with me, shoot me a tweet and tag Drew.
Exactly. I will answer them in a timely manner of 4 months.
No, seriously, guys, if you want to get a hold of me, just go to my website, countrysideworkshop.com. There's a contact page there, or you can hit me up on Instagram. That's pretty much where you'll get your answer the quickest. And that's Countryside Workshop.
All right. And if you guys want to reach me, I'm at rhwoodshop.com. Contact section there. You'll get all my info. I'm pretty active on Instagram and Facebook. But if you want to get in contact with the podcast, you can go to woodshop101podcast.com/listen. Everything you'll need to know is found there. We have an email address, which is kickback@woodshop101podcast.com. And we have a voicemail that you can call to pose questions, feedback, whatever. We love hearing the voicemails. Haven't had any in forever. So you can call that anytime. It's 409-234-3959. And if you have a voice memo app on your phone, you can use the email address that I just listed. Use that app, record your question, and then send it to the email. It's the clarity is actually a lot better than just calling the voicemail too. So we always appreciate the feedback that we get from the listeners, and we appreciate the questions and comments that we got from our followers. This probably mainly came from Sam and Britt's Instagram, because Jeremy and I, that people don't really like us anyway. But
Yes, they do.
but we do appreciate, and we appreciate having Britt on the show. It's been a blast. Thank you for being on, Britt. It's been real good.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Thanks for coming on.
It was so fun.
So like I said, be sure to tune in on the next week's episode. Britt will be our special guest again. So from Jeremy, Sam, Brittany, and myself, we want to wish you guys well. Please be safe in your shops, and we will talk to you on the next podcast episode. So 1, 2, 3, boom!